Hi, my name is Rahul Duseja, and today we're going to talk about the Kumaon architecture, that is the vernacular architecture of Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand, formerly known as Uttaranchal, is a state in the northern part of India. It is often referred to as Devbhumi, which means land of the gods, due to numerous Hindu temples and pilgrimage centers found throughout the state. Uttarakhand is known for the natural environment of the Himalayas, the Bhabar, and the Terai regions. Kumaon is one of the two regions and administrative divisions of the Indian state of Uttarakhand, the other one being Garhwal. It includes the districts of Almora, Bageshwar, Champawat, Nainital, Pithogarh, and Udham Singh Nagar. Kumaon boasts a mixture of distinctive style of architecture, which is to be seen on the other hand in scattered settlements of higher Himalayas and popular agricultural valleys, and on the other in temples, Naula Bawaris, forts, and dharmshalas. Most people living in this region live in poverty. The common occupations include being a shop owner, owning a tea stall, or teaching. Land in this region is not very fertile as compared to the Koti Banal region in the Garhwal side. But people who own bigger and better land grow vegetables for the vegetable markets. The upkeeping of the roads in this area provides jobs for people. The jeep drivers are in demand. The women generate a small income by selling the milk of their cows. Every evening, women cut grass on steep slopes with small sickles and carry home big bundles of leafy twigs. Apart from these meager sources of income, there are the remittances from male family members working in the lowlands, many in hotels and restaurants or as taxi drivers. The people of this region have a 72% literacy rate, which is quite high when compared to the average. Despite that, because of their low incomes, most of the old houses of Kumaon have stone walls, mud floors, slate roofs, and patangans, and their doors, windows, and kholis have intricate figures of Ganesh and other gods and goddesses. The wood carver or carpenter never forgets to make close nestles for birds. Although brick and concrete houses are now being constructed in Kumaon, very often, depending on the availability of the material, people still prefer to use stones, slate, and wood for the construction of their houses. The row houses of Old Galagaon show the typical features of the Kumaoni row houses. The walls are built of rubble stone. The open fronted ground floors houses the animals, the dwelling places of their owners, above rests on mighty wooden beams. Most sturdy wooden beams form the framework of the roof, which consists of slate tiles. The area in front of the row houses is neatly paved with slate slabs, and stone stairs lead from there to the first floor. As can be seen in the picture, the angles of these stairs are uniform. The front of the first floor dwelling place consists partly of rubble stone, partly of wood, and looks like the window features described by Atkinson for the Almora houses, resembling pigeonholes cut in the wooden panels and closed by a slide. These are surrounded by pretty carved frames. Row houses form the majority of the buildings of the hamlet of Kalakot, uphill from Gaon, which is losing its inhabitants. In other hamlets, we see a mixture of row houses and freestanding buildings. Kumaon is known for its many temples and shrines as spiritually in a way of life in these mountain religions. Among its well-known holy places, especially famous is the Kanchi Dham Ashram. The temples of Naina Devi in Nainital and the Chital temple of Almora are favorite among locals and always thronged by crowds. The temples, which have been constructed over a period of 1,000 years, follow a local style known as the Himadri style of architecture. The temples at Jageshwar, Almora, Katarmal, Thal, Baijnath, Someshwar, Dwarahat, Gangolihat, Patal, Bhubaneswar, and Marsoli are very good examples of the local style, which is often termed as post-Gupta architecture. Along with architecture, Kumaon also has a distinctive style of sculpture. One finds many idols in temples and even outside temples. The idols at Jageshwar, Dwarahat, Bajnath, Katarmal, Kasni, and Champawat bear ample testimony to Kumaon's rich tradition of sculpture. Balcony houses are freestanding houses with a balcony running around the four walls of the upper story, a feature that can also be found in modern houses. They can also be found in towns, example at Pula, a small town with old commercial ties to Nepal, and at Lohaghat in the main market area. Some famous temples of Uttarakhand include the Kedarnath Temple, Baleshwar Temple, Tugnath Temple, Katarmat Sun Temple, Mahasudevta Temple. Thank you. This is my presentation, and now my teammate Preeti would like to present.
मुस्कुराइए, आप लखनऊ में हैं। Hi, I'm Preeti and would like to walk you through the vernacular architecture of Sham-e-Awadh, which is Lucknow. Architecture Vipul Varshney and Jaya Srivastava in their writings have also highlighted the need of preserving the old city square, which is also a threat to the local craftsmanship, which has helped me decide on studying the vernacular architecture of Lucknow. Some of the prominent features of or the buildings that one associates while talking of Lucknow would be Koti Hayat Baksh, Fi Mosque, Clock Tower of Lucknow, Dilkusha Palace, Noor Baksh, Alambagh Kote, etc. As the Mughal power of Delhi declined, so the culture of its successor state, which was Lucknow, it started flourishing as a lot of artisans. They started moving to or flocking to the city of Nawabs, which is Lucknow. One can associate terms with Lucknow like tunde kebab, galoti kebab, zardozi, bidri, chicken, and also some silver work which contributes to the heritage experience of Lucknow. One can say that the jolly is a very common feature in the architecture of Lucknow. Major predominance of British, Iranian, Mughal, and Turkish era can be seen in the vernacular architecture of Lucknow. And there is La Martinière's Boys College also, which has been featured as the UNESCO World Heritage Site and is in the heart of Lucknow. Now, the style that one can see in Lucknow is that of Indo-Sara, and Lakhori bricks and lime mortar are used extensively in most of the houses. Uh, these Lakhori bricks and the lime mortar was introduced back in 17th century by the French cloth merchants, and till date they have been able to maintain the original context. Speaking of the socio-political aspect of Lucknow, ghazals, qawwalis, thumris, Kathak, Gharana tablas, they have for ages adorned the darbars of Nawab. And parabolic domes are also featured from the Turkish influence in the dwellings of Lucknow. Seen here is the courtyard in Lebua, and courtyard planning is heavily preferred because it offers a lot of cross ventilation, which is also a general feature of the typical dwellings. Most preferred direction is that of northeast and the southwest, and which offers heavy heat trapping during winters and less trapping during summers. The usage of charokas and roshandans are also very much evident and prevalent. The difference between the vernacular and the modern housing can also be seen because of the thickness of the walls in the vernacular houses is heavier and higher, which also offers high thermal mass and night ventilation and large projecting eaves which blocks the heat during summers. The construction material is surkhi as well, along with Lakhori bricks and the jack arches. There's also a storage area which is attached to the roof with single story houses, which connects directly to the terrace and first floor, which is known as to Chhaja. Teak woods, heavy cluster planning can also be seen. There are two types of vernacular dwellings in Lucknow: the mud houses on the fringes of the city and the vernacular houses at Firangi Mahal. Dalan, which is the veranda, and Angan, which is the courtyard, they offer a transition from outside to inside and are the main features of the vernacular dwellings in Lucknow. The difference between the mud houses and the vernacular houses in Firangi Mahal is that of the courtyards. The number of courtyards in vernacular houses in Firangi Mahal are two. One is called Mardana for men and Zinana, which is for women, and has got a different entrance to itself. Most of the population in Lucknow is that of Hindus. However, there is a very prominent influence of Muslim architecture, and it is very difficult to demarcate between the houses of Hindus and the Muslims. And it is also because a lot of cluster planning and community living is encouraged, and which is very much evident during festivals in Lucknow. These dwellings have transcended the barriers of time and have shown the tolerance towards the extremities of the climatic conditions, which makes vernacular architecture of Lucknow sustainable. Thank you.